What's up, guys? Myself, Maddie, and Paddy had the pleasure to test out these EV bikes at Phố Xe Điện.
Yeah, bikes were amazing.
We had the blue one that looks like, really cool, like old
Very
school
Vespa-y,
styling, very
isn't
like
it?
Vespa-y, yep. We had like the more modern little cute thing, which is the white one. And then we also had a sporty black and red one with very, very aggressive styling.
The lights on that were nice. Like when you look at the front of it already, you already know it's a very Batman type.
I hated
design.
it. I hated it.
Out of the three, I think I like the sport version the best.
This was basically the complete opposite of it. It was just like over the top, obnoxious. How do we make this as aggressive as we possibly can?
It reminds me of, those electric powered scooters? Those standing scooters?
Yes.
So just think of that on steroids, and then they smack a seat on it.
And then also like a little bit of Michael Bay's Transformers going on there as well.
I know Maddie didn't like it, but I liked it even though it looked like a transformer.
So this is called the blue one. This is called the Canelli S.
Yeah.
The one that Peter's referring to.
And I'll start off with the appearance. I mean, like you said, it's very European, very Vespa looking. It's a sleek look. Good boot space.
It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. I agree completely. It's got beautiful styling. Really, really nice. Very decent boot space.
I think price tag on that one is
16.
16 was it?
16 million.
16 million. I think battery life on it was not bad on a full charge.
I ride a lot. To be fair, I ride a lot. Unfortunately for me, it didn't tick any of the boxes in terms of acceleration, top speed, or range. Unfortunately, the thing that I really didn't like is there was quite a large pause when you twist the throttle. There's about a second hesitation
Delay,
before
right?
it starts going.
I mean, top speed was what, edging 40?
There's 3 speed settings. The slowest one was pretty slow. Obviously, the fastest one is the one that I spent most of my time on. What do you think of the white one?
White and the blue one was practically the same. I would say they were 3 speed, same sort of top speed, same delay, maybe a slightly more quicker acceleration. But like you said, for me personally, I'm used to riding a petrol powered bike. I'm used to the extra power. I'm used to the speed. For someone who is just, I guess if you're living in a small bubble, like so for example, Tao Dien,
yeah.
perfect to get around just here, I think.
For a lady riding the other two bikes, not a problem at all. But if they're going at around 40 kilometers an hour, maybe just zipping around through the city. Or maybe even for the likes of Tao Dien, like my area, just zipping around, picking up the kids maybe.
I would agree with that completely. I could definitely recommend it for like inner city commuting, basically. By the way, this one's called DK Luxury and it's 14 million dong. For me, I found the styling incredibly cute. I would smile at it every time I looked at it. I was definitely a big fan of that.
Looks wise, normal. They look like a normal motorbike.
I love the appearance of the white one. I think the white one was probably my favorite in terms of appearance. The way it drove, the acceleration, the brakes, everything was miles better. Miles better. Brakes were really, really good on this. So from my perspective, it was better in basically every single way compared to the blue one, except for styling, which I would say is about on par.
I would also say first time riders in general, my wife Mio, she rode that and for her it was perfect, easy. It wasn't too heavy where she would be, scared to sort of slow down the lights and have to put her feet down because it was light enough for her to balance on it, and the takeoff is slow enough. I think for someone who is just getting into riding and trying to deal with the traffic awareness around you, probably a good start. But then if you want to move into, obviously, like anyone, when you start to like the speed, you feel the need for more, you're going to need more power.
The need for speed. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. And plus also don't forget, like Mio is lighter than us. So, I'm 75 kilos. So that 20, 25, 30 kilo difference makes a huge difference on one of these things when they don't have such high acceleration or top speed.
And she's shorter.
But on top of that, also the range, because the range is affected by things like how hard you drive it, how much throttle position you give it. All of those things will be improved by a lighter rider. The last one, the super aggressive black and red one, is called a 𝐂𝐬𝐃𝐈𝐄𝐿. Oof, that's a mouthful there. Mechanically, this one was by far the best. It had a way higher top speed, so this one actually did 57 on a flat.
I think Pat reached the 60 going downhill.
Top speed was there, much better than the other two bikes.
He's probably tucking in a little bit, or maybe he wasn't wearing his hat and his shaved head, you know, like a bit more aerodynamic thing going on there.
57 kilometers down Saigon Bridge, not too bad for an electric bike.
What about the acceleration response?
Way better. Miles better. So I actually looked up the stats on this. It's actually a 1200 watt motor as opposed to a 1000 watt motor. So that definitely does make a difference. It had decent brakes. The seating position was really weird. So Paddy was talking about this earlier. Leaning forward and then the place where you put your feet is kind of like tilted upwards.
Though the seating position was a little bit uncomfortable.
The suspension was so hard. It didn't really have much suspension.
Suspension was a little bit rock hard.
You know, I think all of us took this over the Saigon Bridge at least once. I had no issues with how fast the acceleration was. The range was actually pretty decent on this one, and the top speed was also decent on this one. So I would totally recommend it if you can get past the uncomfortable seating position, the hard suspension, and the hideous styling.
It was nice and aggressive.
Obviously, the styling is completely subjective, so...
If I wanted to change anything, it would have to be the top speed. But overall, not too bad as far as quality. The build quality was nice, it looked pretty good. So for the price point, 16 million for the sporty version, I like it.
Maybe it sounds like we need a hybrid of
the mechanicals of the sporty one and the looks of the white one.
Yeah.
Yes. Whoever makes these things, make that.
That's cool. You're welcome to go out and try it. They're good fun, but if you want a little bit more power and speed, obviously it's not for everyone, but it is for the right person.